did we encouraged any opportunity? Maybe people don't know about the Natashas. Um, we showed that picture from the newspaper of Romania. Here's the situation with that. It's just what makes it so. It's horrific on its own, but it's something that they've been begging a more Americans to be aware of, and at the risk of getting in, I don't know what causes what, but I'm saying like it's because I have a Star of David on my arm, so like I see certain things I think like particularly America and Israel are allies, and like they're Jewish people like myself in America, we have more responsibility to say something about it. That's why it's not that they're like Jewish. We're not Jewish Nazis or whatever they'd say. The situation is this: like that Eastern Europe, which is like was I mean they are it's Eastern Europe like just various parts of like just economically devastated by this like the neoliberal economic project, and then before that like I mean there's an incredible amount of like destitute poverty, like and there are I'm from Eastern Europe, so it's a particular like bothers me that people don't talk about this, and it's the only people who do talk about it is what's so creepy. That there are every year 400,000 teenage Eastern European girls are basically. I mean, they're put into. There is now an international There's an international sex slave trade going on. You know that global organized crime. If you read the book about the Natashas, I mean, and everything, it's not a secret that the global organized crime that these are it's predominantly Eastern European Jewish individuals, like many of whom have like PhDs, and like many of whom were in the part of the Communist Party hierarchy, or like in the KGB or some shit. Like it's the global organized crime syndicate, and one of their main businesses is it is 400,000 Eastern European teenage girls are put into sex slavery on the main destination point, and who's like got up to their necks in it, like the criminal element over there is Israel. There are 200 brothels in Tel Aviv alone. The Russian like Jewish heads of this like crime network that work with the Israelis, like you read they say it's incredible. They have no conscience. Like they said, well, like there's a market for it in Israel because this is like after the Israelis bomb the Palestinians, like yeah, like they can go have sex as many times as they want, like with a blonde white girl, and that's like a good release for them. That's the thinking within the like global organized crime network. It really is like Eastern European Jewish individuals, and there's one guy called the Brainy Zahn who's like sort of like he has in other ways people with a PhD or something. But the thing is, they're lured with jobs of being like that. They're told, see, this is like where there's such destitute poverty. Like their families go to like the tarot card reader. Like, is good fortune gonna come our way? Or, like, I mean, they're very poor and they're living in like it's like that. It's like they find out they think they get an opportunity. There's all kinds of opportunities made like as though overseas there's nanny jobs, and then they'll do it like where it's overseas, like they you can get out of poverty. You'd be like a sort of high class call girl or something like that. It's always something like that they get into it, and they end up like basically as sex slaves. And no one says anything about it, and partly because people probably don't want to encourage anti-Semitism or any more hatred towards Israel than there already is. But American Jews, like myself, have a responsibility to like make people aware of it. Partly because it's frustrating. The only organizations in our own country that say anything about it absolute mystery why this is, unless which is that it's like the National Alliance, like David Duke, because they hate Jews so much that they bring up the topic that Israel's the destination point. But like that's not really helpful, and we don't really need to hear from them. But like for some reason, no one's made aware of it, and like politically, like Jewish people don't really speak about it that we know of.